What's up, Aries? Happy New Year! If you're watching this at the time which I recorded. With that being said, this is a timeless reading. It is meant for you whenever you find it. There is guaranteed to be a message for you here in today's read. With that being said, we're going to be doing a year ahead prediction for Aries. I'm going to be doing all signs individually at the beginning of the year, and then we'll go back to regular scheduled programming with the elements, right? So if you're new here, in the beginning, we do a collective for the signs. And in the end, if you're interested to know what a reader or a seer would tell someone about you, if they was dealing with you in a romantic or platonic level, we'll get into that later. That's labeled the cross watchers portion. So if you happen to be watching for Aries and you want more of a detailed reading on what should you know about that person, then that will be timestamped below in the description box for your convenience. With that being said, we're going to just dive straight into your reading. I do have some notes that I had channeled for you guys, Aries. The scripture that I was given was in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10, right? So this says, finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. So for a lot of you guys, I think that in the previous year, you have found a lot of strength and submitting to the Son or honoring the Son. You probably see a lot of yourself in the story of Christ. I feel like that this year is a year of redemption for you. I think for a lot of you guys, you have done a lot of repenting, and you've gained a conscience and a sense of awareness for behaviors that you have made or a habit of that are not conducive for your growth. Okay, I think that you've had victory over death. Some of you guys have experienced, suicidal thoughts, or maybe you had a near-death experience and you've overcome that. Some of you guys, you could have just been, in the military, Navy, or something like that. Something about a near-death experience. It could have been a car accident, what have you, right? I feel like there's a resurrection energy that is really strong for you guys because it feels like that you were born again, spiritually. But for a lot of you guys, you went through certain trials where God allowed you to stray away so that you can learn certain lessons to bring you back closer to the source. This is a season of triumph for you for the year ahead. And I think that for a lot of you guys, you have sacrificed a lot. Even the things that appear to be unbearable, people in which you held very near and dear, if it got in the way of your relationship with God, you got rid of it. I think that in the present moment, you are representing a certain level of innocence or purity, in the sense of, like, in the eyes of God. Doesn't mean you're a virgin or anything like that. I just feel like your heart is pure, and I think that you have learned to love as Christ commanded us to. I think that you have also, you're expressing yourself in a way that symbolizes you being very hopeful. I believe truly that God has showed up in your life in ways in which undoubtedly who has carried you up until this point. I think that you guys are very, very secure in knowing that you're under his safety net. And in the present moment, you may even find yourself prophesizing of God's word or preaching or testifying about God's work in your life. Some of you guys could have been baptized, or that could be something that's on your mind. Like, I would love to just give myself away, to God. Or these could be things that you say, Lord, order my steps according to your word. Mind my tongue, change my heart, change me, God, so I could be more like you, right? Somebody's name could be Tamala. Doesn't have to be. But Aries, I'm kind of getting that you had a lot of revelations and you're eager to see what's on the other side. I believe that God has put certain ideas inside of you and he's promised you something. And you have a lot of optimism surrounding what God has in store for you. I think that for many of you guys, you shed some skin. Okay, I think for a lot of you guys, you may have even recently cut your hair or changed your hair or done something different to it than what you normally do. Something about like a curly or kinky type look. So this would be like an afro, kinky twist, locks, something like that, right? Like that could be like the texture of your hair, or something like that. Something that you're getting into, right? That's just special messages for those of you where it resonates. But overall, I just see you being in a surrendering energy at the present moment. And I think that this is opening you up to the blessings that God has in store for you. If you guys hear me like sniffing and all of that, it's because I have like a little bit of a cold. Just ignore it. I already took some medicine for it. It's not working as fast as I would like it to, but just bear with me in that regard. I'm actually gonna take another one because it's low-key getting on my nerves with all those snifflings and stuff. But anywho, I did ask how people are going to be perceiving you as the year progresses, and we are met with the Temperance card. I want to take a second to meditate over that. I feel like the people are looking at you as making slow and steady progress in changes for your development, and also in deepening your relationship with God as well. People are also looking at you as slow to anger or slow to react as the year progresses, because it's almost like people know that you have something bigger behind you. People are definitely acknowledging your spiritual protection this year and your ability to not be, I want to say, like, uprooted. This is reminding me of Daniel when he was sent into the lion's den. He didn't protest or anything like that. He just had a strong sense of faith that God was going to deliver him from it, and he left that den of lions unscathed. And for a lot of you guys, people are looking at you like, no matter what we do to Aries, like, it just seems like that they're fine either way. And if they make it either way, it's 11:11 on the clock. So it's a clarity message there for you guys. So anytime I see 11:11 and I'm giving out a message, I know that it's like a message, like a boom. That's definitely going to happen. People are looking at you as possibly even successfully had washed your hands with them. So there were people that it took you a while to move on from them, but in this next year, they're not going to hear from you. The check-ins and all that extra stuff, like, you're truly moving on, you're truly grown from certain things. And you've removed yourself people who mean well. People who throw salt unwarranted, people who go out their way to cause chaos in your life. People looking at you as, not even focusing on that is what I want to say. Not gonna lie. People are perceiving you over the years ahead as somebody that's possibly like learning a new skill and being very passionate about it. People could be looking at you as somebody that, even if they study you, like, the more they study you, the more they're able to see God in you. I'm not gonna lie, there are gonna be people who are gonna be watching you very attentively to try to discredit the spiritual backing that you have, or your anointing, and like your messages and your favor, and they're gonna fall short every time, the same way they did with Daniel. So for a lot of you guys, you've developed this gift of prophecy, okay, or that would be something that would be, emphasized over the next year for you guys. You will just be given a gift of discernment, and also the gift of, like I said, prophecy, or like basically prediction. You'll be able to like know what's going to happen before it happens, and there will be people that will try to discredit it. Some of you guys will even be able to interpret dreams. Okay. Some of the things that you dreamt about are going to start unfolding as well over the next year. Okay, you might have been early on some things, but things are just going to start happening. All right. There are going to be some people here as well that are going to be possibly in the industry of, some of you guys, you could be seers professionally, or there's going to be people who do this professionally who just do it for money, but they don't have God in them. Like, like they aren't able to know what's going on in somebody without this person giving them all details. You probably be the type of person where without any details, you can go into a situation and you could just lay it out all the cards on the table and say exactly what happened, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, who's all involved, and what everything means. So you're going to be set apart from other people in spirituality, if that makes sense. So this could either be like, even you're a prophesizer of the word. There are certain priests, in church who don't do it with God in their heart. There are certain tarot readers who don't do it with God in their heart. There are certain Reiki healers, etc., who don't do it with God in their heart. I'm also going to say that people are going to be looking at you as balancing something very well and moving on. So, and being very forgiving as well. So I think there will be somebody that will be missing you and will certainly be feeling your absence. As the year progresses, this is somebody that I feel, they just wanted attention. This person probably either kicked you out or pushed you out of their life, made up lies about you. This person could be small, okay? They could be dirty as well. Messy, like literally dirty, literally messy, but also like gossipy. This is somebody that probably just made stuff up about you to tarnish your reputation or to make you look bad. But this person here, they had some skeletons in their closet that you were able to see. And I feel like the people are looking at you as unbothered. People are looking at you as somebody that is very intellectual and somebody that allows people the space to reflect on what they did. You could have been very reactive. Aries, we're notorious of that. By the time we blow up, and I'm an Aries myself, by the time we blow up, we burn shit down to the ground. So you don't even remember. There's no evidence of what the other person did. Because I done got even times 10. Like, but this year, though, you're giving people the space to sit with themselves. It's like we're not going to allow you the opportunity to focus on how to retaliate. You're just going to sit with what you did. So you're maintaining yourself. You're becoming a lot stronger because you're, I want to say, evolving in a sense to where everything can't anger you. Because he who angers you consistently controls you consistently. So you're no longer being weakened by the actions of others. People are looking at you as somebody that's, analytical. Somebody that, you may not go off on people, but if people do weird stuff, you just kind of move accordingly. You don't give people an opportunity to repeatedly mistreat you or repeatedly show you who they are. You just act the first time. People are also looking at you as somebody that they don't know much about. There's a lot of people that they have done things in the past to you, and you may not update them and let them know, hey, that was weird. Hey, I peeped that. Because in the past, you've been gaslit. When you start to tell people, hey, I kind of picked up on this, and that. Why do I feel like this person is that way? You're not doing that anymore. If you peep that somebody involved with someone is manipulative, and if you say something that people try to gaslight you, then you know they're part of the problem. Or you probably won't even say nothing at all. You just peep and move around. You observe. You're becoming more observant. Generally speaking, maybe even you're becoming more of an introverted person. You're focusing on reconciling debts. You're focusing on staying out of drama. And you're focusing on avoiding people who are intimidated by your spiritual anointing and your aura over the year ahead. I feel like the major shifts and changes that you're going to see in yourself for the year that's coming, I think that you're going to be doing a lot of healing and transmuting trauma and things that have happened to you in the past that you've carried. I think that you're also going to notice that your circle is going to change. Like, what you intake and what you're interested in is going to shift. You're not going to be watching baddies clips anymore. You're not going to be dealing with people that are messy. Your circle is just going to change. You're not going to be around people that you can't trust, people that put themselves in secret competition with you. None of that. And you're also not going to be the type of person that sits around and gossip with people. You're going to consistently disengage with people who emit that type of negative energy, right? I think that you're going to also possibly, for some of you guys, be moving, physically relocating. But I think that you're growing and maturing in life for a lot of you guys. I also think that you guys are going to be unpacking something that you've been holding on, some baggage that it took you a while to let go of. But you're finally going to be releasing it this year. Some of you guys are going to therapy, And I think that you're going to be forgiving yourself as well for the things you've done in the past, because people would probably try to weaponize the mistakes that you've made, before against you, because they can't take shots at the person that you are now. And you're not going to let that bother you, because you're going to be seeing people clearly. You've done so much healing. You're going to become wiser. And I think that you're going to be able to look at people for who they are, not who you want them to be. And I think that's what hurt your heart or broke your heart so much in the past, is overestimating the quality of certain people. And you're going to start to become somebody that doesn't care what other people think of them. You're going to become more secure in yourself. You're also going to become more financially stable. Okay, for a lot of you guys, you're going to become someone who is stable. You might even become a business owner of some sort, or you might see success in a business endeavor particularly. With that being said, though, I'm going to start talking about your finances, because that's represented by what came out is the Six of Pentacles. I think that for a lot of you guys, you may have multiple streams of income in this next year ahead. And I think that both are going to be stable and consistent. I think that you're going to be moving up wherever you are, leveling up, climbing a social ladder of some sort. Some of you guys are going to be shipping items, retailing things, being discovered, being observed for your gifts and talents, whether it's within a industry where you work for somebody or whether this is something that you're doing by yourself. I think you guys are going to be getting to it. You're very focused on your money in a year ahead. You know, for a lot of you guys, you're going to have money to handle your business and money to play with as well. Not going to lie, though. I feel like that you guys are going to experience a certain level of, like, financial abundance. Like, your account might be froze to a certain degree because people want to know, like, where is this money coming from and how you're getting it. You know, you might literally get to the point where you're touching that type of money where people are like, you've never had a deposit this big. We need to do a review to try to figure out where this money came from. That's kind of what I see. Like, that's how much money you're going to be touching in the next year. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to have to, you know, if you guys do run your own business, I feel like you're going to have to start sending out invoices or keep records of, you know, the money that you're making, because I feel like that people are going to be, you might even be with a partner that splurges on you and it sends you money quite frequently. You know, so make sure that you're keeping records of all transactions and keeping records of all payments. And if you're taking any type of, you know, online bank as a service, you might want to move away from that and start to move to a more reliable source that can protect your assets in your business, because Cash Out might try to take something that you got or might try to flag your account or something like that. Because you're going to be getting to it. Like, that's just what I see. And I'm being honest. I also feel like that in finances, you might even notice, like, you might get hacked at some point, or someone may try to, like, take some money from you. So just make sure you have certain protective measures in place, you know. But you're going to be getting to it financially. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I see you buying luxury items. I see you being able to afford high-end things, because Taurus is represented by the bull, and when we think of Taurus energy, we think of luxury, good eats, you know, fine threads, scenery, all of that. So I see that for you. Some of you guys are even going to be, you know, in the summertime particularly, popping out, traveling, you know, dressing nice. Some of you guys are getting a new vehicle. Some of you guys are also investing in, like, a gun or something like that. I feel like you're going to be buying stuff that, I don't know, but you're definitely going to be traveling, you know, with this next year ahead. I also feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to be looking at anytime you sitting down resting as, like, unproductive. I just see you kind of having a hard time. Like, that might be something that people encourage you to do. Like, go take a break. You have this amount of VTO at work. Can you just take a vacation? It's not that people are tired of seeing you. It just kind of feels like that you could be getting to it, no lie. And people are going to be kind of jealous. I'm not going to hold you, because the people who have the same hours in a day that you do, but they're going to be wanting, like, the aftermath and the results, but they're not putting in, they're not punching in like you are. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to be picking up other people's hours as well at work and really just getting to it. You're going to just be focused on running it up. And I can see Aries, you're going to be coming into a spotlight of some sort. And some people are going to be, you know, spending a lot of their time hating because they're intimidated by you and threatened by the success that you've acquired. And some people are either going to be, like, in your business or invading your aura, asking you questions, being nosy and things of that nature. And I see you just distancing yourself from people who are just monitoring spirits. Because people are going to be trying to wonder, like, how can you afford all these things? It seems like you're very simple. It's given like Gatsby. Some of you guys are going to be going to parties or celebrating and things of nature, or you might be new into a certain social class. So people want to know, like, how did you do this? Where does your money come from? And you could still tell them and they're not going to believe you. You know, there are some people here who just, they want to know your business. You're going to reach a certain level of success where it's going to start to raise flags. This could also be like taxes and stuff like that. You might get audited. So just make sure that that's in a row. But I don't feel like that you're going to be in trouble and things like that. They just need some evidence, and you're going to be able to have that because I'm giving you the heads up. But people are definitely going to be pocket watching you, you know, in this year ahead. I also feel like that you guys are going to have a partner, a romantic partner that is really going to look out for you. And it's going to make people jealous. Because not only are you going to be getting to it and working hard, but you also going to have somebody that's going to be like, your money is your money and my money is our money. So that's just what's tea. The King of Cups talks about what's happening in career. And I feel like in career, for a lot of you guys, you're going to have a position of leadership. You're also going to be protected, at a position, at a job, from negativity. For a lot of you guys, you're having a promotion, okay, of some sort. And I also feel like that you guys are going to have a position that I feel like was delayed or denied to you in the past, okay? Not going to hurt you. You guys are going to be taking somebody else's spot in a certain level of career. And this is somebody that's egotistical. They aren't a good person. They're fake. They're phony. This might be somebody that might act obsessed with you to a certain degree. Like, you might wonder, like, do you even like me? Because, like, really, really like me. Because that's how much you in my face are in my business. You might take this person's position or job. There may be somebody up above them that might actually like you, like you, and they're going to help you to get a promotion in an establishment. For others of you guys, this people just really fucking with your vibe. You understand what I'm saying? And you're going to be like, you're going to have your own clout wave this year. And I do feel like it's going to trigger some people. I also think that with this situation, a lot of people are going to want to deal with you because of who you are with this new level that you're experiencing. And it is going to kind of hurt your feelings a little bit because you're going to wonder who's real and who's fake. You're going to come into a certain level of success where you have to analyze who's coming towards you because they genuinely want to be around you, and who's around you because they know what you got. It could be that you've already reached these levels, or you already had a certain level of clout. People are becoming more aware of it because you didn't update them in the last season. And it could be that, but for a lot of you guys, you're going to make money doing something that you love, and it is going to be something that makes you a lot more confident in yourself. And there are going to be people who want to demonize what it is that you do because they can't do it. A lot of people that want to tell you how to do what you do, and they can't do what you do. So a lot of that fuck shit going on. Just know that, listen, people tend to do that. Talentless people always want to critique people about how they should move with their talent and things of that nature. Like, you're going to have to look beneath the surface and really, really analyze the people that are coming into your circle. Because some people here, it's like Beyonce. Like, everybody want to be next to Beyonce. Everybody want the Beyonce cosign, but look how people act when they're in their energy. Like, they're obsessive. Like, Tiffany Haddish will never be invited near Beyonce again because she talked too fucking much. Something like that could be significant. Staying out the mix. And that's how you run it up. For a lot of you guys, you and a partner together are going to be getting to the bag, and people are going to be having opinions about it. Opinions about, if they can't talk about how you get to your money because they can't discredit your hard work, they're going to try to make shots at your appearance or where you come from. So if you guys are country or urban, they're going to be starting calling you ghetto or classless or whatever. There are going to be some people in certain areas where people looked a certain type of way, and you're going to bulldoze or dominate an industry, and they're going to try to treat you like you're not welcome. Can't nobody cancel you but God. So just keep that in mind. Like, you're put in a position by God, so you can't be dethroned by man. Just keep that in mind, honestly. Some situations are going to arise, and you're going to be evolving, and you're going to get a new perspective. It's a certain level of success that you're going to reach that I feel like you wanted for a long time, and when you get it, you're going to realize that it wasn't really as hyped up as it was presented. There's a lot of people that are in that position. They're just not good people. Don't let that punk you out your spot, though, because you're meant to shift the room. Is what I want to say. We have the Three of Pentacles talking about your mental health. For a lot of you guys, it's going to be something that you actively working on. The Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, like I said, I feel like that you're going to be talking to somebody. I also feel like that this is going to be someone you're going to be opening up to. For a lot of you guys, I'm not going to lie. You are going to be at some point betrayed by somebody close to you. And it's going to hurt your feelings. It's a friend, though. It's not a lover, it's a friend. Somebody that's going to get close to you and you're going to feel like that how do I say this? This somebody that they might get a new friend group and isolate you, or they're going to start doing things that don't include you on purpose because they don't want you to like take the shine. They don't want it to be about you. So an example of this would be, we never see Kelly Rowland not clap for Beyonce. We never see Beyonce not clap for Kelly Rowland. But imagine if that was the situation. Imagine if, Beyonce was this mean girl, or not even. Like, imagine if, like, Kelly or LaToya or Michelle didn't invite B places just because she was Beyonce and she really should start up success. And for a lot of you guys, I feel like it's that type of situation. It's like people not being able to clap for you once you get to a certain level, and it's gonna hurt your feelings, and you're gonna have to go talk to somebody about it. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's gonna be some like jealousy because people gonna feel like you owe them things. It's gonna be some unexpressed like feelings that are gonna pop out. People gonna show you like how they really feel, and you're gonna need to like open up, like, and talk to like a professional about this situation, because you're gonna be like, wow, like this came totally left field. Like, people are attacking me, and it's not even the strangers that I care about. It's the people that's closest to me. Like, they really showing their true colors. They pulling their mask off, and people gonna be being messy, like playing both sides. Like, you might find out that somebody close to you that you consider to be a bestie or a friend is gossiping about you. And it might be that somebody here goes to like the blogs and talks about you because they want a little bit of clout, or they try to beef with you and they tell your business online. It's like, wow, you could have never did that. That's crazy. It's like somebody telling your public, like going to the internet and beefing with you just because you got clout. It's giving that. It's like somebody getting close to you, learning something about you, just so they can run and go tell somebody. So that's going to take place, and I do feel like it's going to be something that you're going to have to work through. And I think there's going to be something that's going to show you areas in which you need to protect yourself better. But overall, I feel like this is going to be a year of truth for you guys. Spiritually, I do feel like the scales are going to be balanced. We do have the Justice card being here, so depending on who, we just talked about you being, in a self-sacrificing energy and being Christ-like. So I'm not necessarily looking at this Justice card as a negative thing. I think for a lot of you guys, I think that your spirituality is going to be deeper. You're going to try to understand why certain things happened the way it did, why you have to go through certain things, why I was quiet during certain seasons. I think that God is going to reveal himself to you in different ways, and I think that certain prayers are going to be answered as well. And I think that also you're going to be able to understand, the word differently than the way it was taught to you. You're going to be able to truly be able to interpret it. And I think that you're also going to be able to understand why certain stories are written the way they are. Like, God is going to make it to where you can see yourself as certain prophets in the word. You understand what I'm saying? And you're going to feel very secure and very tethered in God. Like, your relationship with God is going to be balanced, and I think your heart is going to be in the right place. I think you're also going to have like discernment, and it's going to be unsettling to a certain degree, because God is going to have you like, he's going to literally give you signs in the midst of people talking. In the midst of the fire, you're going to be getting messages like, don't go over there, don't talk to that person, this person's lying to you. Like, it's going to be like that, like, and you're going to hear it very clearly. And he's going to be people who are going to be very convincing. And you're going to be like, wow, like, this is exactly what God warned me about, And then you're going to be able to get messages. As soon as you pick up your Bible, as soon as you pick up the book, it's going to be like right in front of you. Like, the Bible might turn to a page you exactly need to see. It might be like crazy, or you might see a Bible verse written somewhere in public. People do graffiti and stuff like that. It's giving that, like. And also, there's going to be certain delays that happen, and then you're going to see on the news, it was a car accident. It was a shooting. And you're going to be like, wow, I was supposed to be at work today. Well, I planned on going there, but something told me not to go. Like, it's going to be some stuff like that. Or if people try to get you caught up, you're going to start to see things happen to people that mean good. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that your path is going to be made straight. by God. And I think that you're also going to be put in a position to where you're going to be able to speak and share your truth. And I see you also, like, God is going to, or like, put himself in your mouth, if that makes sense. Like, you're going to be saying stuff to people and not know why you said it, whether it's nice or nasty, right? And it's going to be exactly what people need to hear. And I think that you're also going to, like, notice that people are going to come out their mouth and not even realize they just told you how they really feel about you. Like, somebody might literally tell you, I don't even like you, but but they may not even recognize cognitively that they told you they don't like you, or they told you they was gossiping about you, or they told you X, Y, and Z. People are going to let you know out their mouth their ulterior motives and not even recognize it. And you're going to be, like, shocked by it. Like, did they just say that they was doing this? Or did they just say that they don't like me? Or did they just say they jealous of me? Or did they just say, yeah. And God is really just going to show people's character to you. And you're not going to be able to unsee it. So you're going to be protected. But it's going to come with its own challenges, because you're going to be overwhelmed. Because you're going to feel like, I'm here, who can I run to if I escape? You're going to feel like it's everywhere. Like it's agents everywhere is how you're going to be feeling. We got the 3 of Swords that came out for your physical health. I feel like physically, you might be getting rid of something. You know, you might also be working on something for yourself, but you're not going to update people. You're just going to be making a change, you know. For some of you guys, you might, I don't know how to explain it, like, some of you guys are getting pregnant, if that applies. You know, your body might be going through like a painful change, you know, because giving birth is a painful experience. I'm not gonna lie. Not that I would know, I've never had kids, but you know, I can only imagine the things that you go through with that. Some of you guys are gonna be trying to keep your pregnancy a secret, you know. Some of you guys are going to be getting some, like, news that you're going to want to keep to yourself, like, regarding your health. And I feel like it's going to change, like, how you move. Like, you're going to have to cut some things out cold turkey because of, like, a change that your body is going through. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like this is going to be something that you don't want to keep to yourself, though. You're not going to want everybody to know, because you're not going to want people to treat you a certain type of way. You're going to want to pay attention to how people treat you when they think everything is biscuits and gravy. Some of you guys, I don't know. Somebody here might get into, like, a physical altercation this year as well. Like, you might hurt somebody. Like, you might stomp somebody, to be honest. It might be somebody that's, how do I say this? It's like somebody that's probably mad at you about something that you didn't let go of. And, like, this person here, I don't know how to explain it. This person here talk a whole lot of noise. And I feel like this is going to be something to where I'm not even going to lie. Like, this person here probably thinking that you different. Or, like, I don't know. Like, somebody that probably got into an argument with you or something like that. I don't think they counted on it. Like, you might run into somebody that claimed they was gonna fight you, and you might stand on business. Like, 3 of Swords. I think you guys are getting stronger. Like, if you were working out or something like that, or I don't know, like, you might have more stamina. So, like, I don't know. At some point, for a lot of you guys, I feel like you might get into a physical altercation with somebody. You know? Not even gonna hold you. And I feel like this person here, they might be ugly. Not gonna hold you. They're not as attractive as you. There's somebody that's just jealous of how you look, and it's probably their spouse that like you or whatever. They want to make a whole scene about it. How is this gonna turn out for Aries? I'm not gonna lie, I think you're gonna not only win the fight, but I also think you're gonna be able to press charges on this person. You know, like, not even gonna hold you. Not even gonna hold you. And I think it's really more so gonna be like, because you might be thrown off or scared by it. Like, what the fuck? Like, they might catch you. I'm not even gonna hold you. Somebody might catch you lacking, but I think you gonna handle your business. Not even gonna lie, because it's like, you're not finna embarrass me. Like, this person here, they really more mouth than anything. To be honest. To be completely honest. This person here, they probably look ugly. They probably look like they can really do some damage. But you probably, I don't know, it's like giving a retired crash out. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, it's gonna be one of them things where it's gonna be like effort around and find it out. I'm not even gonna hold you for this person. And I think for you, you being an open the can of whoop ass on it. Because it's, I think this person gonna be trying to bully you, and you might actually beat somebody up. I'm not even gonna hold you. But besides that, what's happening with Aries and their physical health? We have the Three of Swords being here. For a lot of you guys, I think that you're gonna be looking good. Like, your body gonna be so T. Some of you guys are gonna be getting stronger. Like, you might even start, like I said, going to the gym, or you might start training for something. Like, with me telling you this, you probably already know who this is, so you're gonna start getting together, like, just in case motherfucker wanna try you type shit. But I also feel like that there's some people that may have treated you a certain type of way because you had a certain amount of weight, or maybe treated you. It's like this is personal. Like, this journey that you're going on regarding your physical health, it's personal. You want to get some things together. You want to be confident. You want to be happy. And I think that you recognize that, like, any change that you want to make regarding your physical appearance is well within your right, and it's easy to fix, you know. It's like, you know, you're attractive. It's like, the only thing people can say about you is that you either skinny or fat. This is fixable. You understand what I'm saying? But I think your hair is going to be growing. Your face is going to slim down. And I'm not even going to lie. Like, you might start looking really good and then end up getting pregnant. Because somebody might, like, I don't want to say player hating, but it's kind of going to feel that way. Because you're going to be like, damn, as soon as I get snatched, you'll end up getting pregnant. Because then the Queen of Cups came out. So it's like, for a lot of you guys, this is coming across to me. Like, this is what represents romance. I think you gotta be put up and taken care of. And I think you gonna be in your feminine energy. Like, I see you being in a relationship that's gonna be very happy. You're gonna be having a lot of sex. And I do see you conceiving a child. I can't even stray away from that. I see pregnancy for a lot of you guys. You know? And I think this is gonna be a situation where this person might be very clingy. Very, very clingy. And I think this person's a provider. You know, and they want you to look a certain type of way. They want you to have certain things. When I say look a certain type of way, I feel like this person here, they probably really like fashionable stuff or luxury things. And they want this for you as well. Like, I'm not getting this person here is going to body shame you or anything like that. I think this is somebody here that just genuinely like you, genuinely care about you. And they want to put you up. They want to flex with you. They want to flex you and flaunt you and things of that nature. So they're going to be taking you places just where it probably is like a required dress code or something like that. But you're going to be in a connection with somebody that's very possessive and protective of you. This person may or may not even be that big. Like, either they short or they super skinny. One or the other, some of you guys, it could be both. So this person here, they might be short, but they're going to be mighty. Like, they're not playing that, you know. I think this is somebody that don't want you to ever get hurt. This person here is going to not even going to hold you with the Nine of Swords. Like, that's probably what it is. Like, if somebody try to attack you, your partner might handle that. Like, handle that. Like, ain't no way you finna be trying to attack my boo-boo. None of that. None of that. Like, it's a couple going outside thinking they can run down on you, and it ain't going like that. Like, this person's very protective of you, very, and it's not negotiable. For a lot of you guys, I think this is somebody here that they gonna want you all the time, and I feel like this person here, they gonna feel like you're their kryptonite. They gonna have separation anxiety. Like, you and somebody, y'all gonna be around each other an awful lot. Like, an awful lot. This person's gonna find a way to put you on their schedule. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? But in your platonic connections, you're gonna be feeling like people wishy-washy. You're not even gonna hold you. Because that's the Two of Swords came out. And it make me feel like that you gonna be dealing with people that's moody. Sometimes they cool with you, sometimes they not. And it really might be some people like you until they realize like it's more to you than what meets the eye. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that it's gonna be some groups that's gonna try to like come against you. Like, people gonna be trying to gang stalk you, go bully you. That's what it's coming across with. People being fake and phony. And I feel like that people are gonna be trying to make you feel weird or ostracize you because of your gifts or your talents. But it's really just because of who you are. And I'm not even gonna lie, like, I think that these people here, they don't know how to have like a conversation. You know, like, people might be dead ass wrong. It might come bothering you, and you literally not even bothering them. You know, it's like people approaching you as a group. So, what was said? Oh, we feel like you got a problem, but they're never going to do it as individually. It's like a whole group of people that's like trying to have an issue with you about something. And I'm not even going to lie, like, it's one person that is like the ringleader of all this, but they got to go get the help of a posse, you know? I feel like somebody's used to being like the leader of the group, or being, I don't know, like, somebody can handle you. Somebody gonna push you to the point to where you actually do, like, I'm hearing 1, 2, 3, release them. Somebody gonna push you to the point to where you actually do have to tell them exactly what it is, and you gonna have a bitch with her jaw to the ground. And then when that happens, she gonna be trying to get somebody else to come towards you or check you or whatever, but it ain't gonna go the way they think it's gonna go. Not even gonna hold you. Like, it's just not gonna go like that. It's like a ringleader that ain't really on shit, trying to, like, I guess, garner support to try to come against you for some reason. But this person here, they just scared and they're jealous. And it's like somebody, like, sending their best friend or somebody to, like, check you or whatever, or to pop up on you, or to, I don't know, but it ain't gonna go the way they thinking. This person here, people want to try to, like, expose you or try to, like, I don't know, like, somebody might either find your social media because they stalking you, and it's like you wouldn't even know when I'm posting if you wasn't watching my page. It's a lot of like that. Like, people gonna be trying to expose you, but you've been in, like, got down to the bottom of it, because it's like, at the end of the day, you're stalking me. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about what you got going on. At the end of the day, you're obsessed with me. Like, can you just stop? Like, I don't care about what you got going on. You care about me. And it's going to be some people, I'm not going to lie, like, it might be somebody close to you that they, you know, you might find out, like, all of this is going to be because somebody like you. That's, when it boils down to it, all of this conflict is going to be like a bunch of gossip and drama because somebody, person like you. And instead of go checking a person, they gonna be mad at you. That's what it basically boils down to. It's like people switching up and acting crazy with you, and they was just trying to be your friend, just all in your face. And now there's somebody like you that you ain't even focused on, they got a problem with you. It's a lot about that, you know what I'm saying? But 3 of Cups came out with what you don't see coming. That's clarified by the Hangman. For a lot of you guys, I see celebrations, you know. Somebody might propose to you or, like, really, like, celebrate you in front of people that hate stuff, that are true haters. And that might be what it is, too. Like, you might attract a partner. People gonna be like, that partner came to the job and brought them flowers or whatever. Like, it's a bunch of that. Like, it's somebody that's messy and used to be the center of attention. And people gonna be looking at you and, like, the gifts that you're gonna be receiving from a relationship. And they're gonna be jealous. And there might be people that was in a connection that was trying to hold that over your head for a long time. They have ditched you for this person. And your relationship is going to be actually healthy. And it's going to trigger this person. You know, not even going to hold you. Like, you're going to start noticing, like, people going to be shooting shots or saying slugs, like, about, whether it's friends or family. It's like, flowers die. It's like, bitch, you're just mad because nobody buy you flowers. All that edible oranges, that's corny. Like, I need me a shark. I want to I want a car or whatever. You might fuck around and get that. Like, it's like people worried about what you got going on, but it really just boils down to people being jealous. Jealous. Literally. It's like, I feel like there's gonna be some energy where you gonna start to trust somebody, like a question somebody's like, I want to say intentions with you in the first place, because if you start talking about me or you start nitpicking the way I'm loved or the way I'm like pedestalized, did you ever really care? You know, I feel like that your friendships this year and your family connections are going to be tested for loyalty, because people are really going to be pushing you to the limit. Not going to lie. Like, people are going to be trying to figure out, like, what can they do to make you set off? Because they already feel embarrassed by picking at you. They're going to feel so embarrassed picking at somebody that's literally ignoring them. So they're going to be trying to have, like, a big moment. People are going to be trying to, like, either punk you or record you and talk shit or, like, catch you lacking. Like, riding your wave, and you're going to be like, what's really the purpose behind all of this? Like, that's going to be your energy. Like, what do you really want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me see before we close this reading out. Like what's tea? Like, why are people so obsessed? Like, what are they so obsessed with Aries for? For a lot of you guys, these are people, for some of you guys, these are going to be individuals stop feeling like they have to suck and fuck their way to the top. I also feel like it's the energy surrounding, not going to hold you, like, somebody's intimidated by your sex appeal. Like, they jealous of you, you know? And I also feel like this is going to be energy surrounding. People are oppressed because you've been and caught them and act doing messy stuff. And it's like, or doing like nasty stuff. Like, you know, that you probably going to be quiet and you probably going to see or hear things that people didn't want you to know. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that you're going to react in a way where you keep people's secrets, but they're going to be pressed. Like, people are just going to be just dry pressed because you don't want to react to them or be in drama. Like, no reaction is really going to, like, have people, like, spiraling because you're not giving them no attention. Like, people want a stage. And these are the same people that's going to be trying to copy you. Like, I thought you didn't like me. I thought you didn't like me. I thought you didn't like me. You understand what I'm saying? It could also be somebody here, like, somebody's ex is going to be trying to have a problem with you. Or somebody, whatever. Because this person don't want them, they want you. Somebody going to be obsessed because somebody is, like, ignoring them to try to come towards you. It's like, it's like reminding me of that 𝘭𝘰𝘬𝘳 song. What does she have on me? I make it last. She isn't half of me. Somebody gonna be trying to fake be your friend, or there's somebody that tries to fake being friends with your partner and they like your partner or they like you. It's a lot of bullshit going on, but when it boils down to it, somebody's insecure and they mad that they can't copy your energy and get the same results as you. Somebody gonna be getting kicked out to the curb, you know, ostracized, and they gonna be mad because they gonna see you being successful, and it's gonna bother them. But it's like, why is it that everybody likes you? Why is it, what about you is like so cool? And then they gonna get close to you and they gonna realize, damn, you pretty cool as shit. And then they gonna try to steal your personality, try to work it for them, and that's not gonna work. And these people here, they're angry. They're really mad at themselves. Because I keep asking, like, what is their problem with Aries? Their problem isn't really with Aries, to be honest. Like, their problem is with themselves. Weird, but we just gonna say this is the year of the weirdos. You know, this is where we separate the wheat from the chaff. Period. Okay, so Aries, if you would like to know what a seer would tell your person about you, we're going to be getting into that in the cross watchers portion. If you guys found that this reading had any value, all you have to do is engage with the post, like, share, comment, subscribe. It lets YouTube know that my content is valuable. It pushes me into the algorithm so that other people can find me. And it just also lets me know that you guys appreciate the hard work that I do for free 99. With that being said, donations are not required, but they are appreciated. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, right? It doesn't have to be much. $1 means a lot to me. You want to buy me a coffee? That's amazing. Anything that you want to do, that's awesome. Check out my main channel. That's going to be linked for you below in the description box. If you guys want access to exclusive content, that'll be available for you guys as well in the description box on my Patreon, where I have a monthly subscription that is offered to my viewers, and it's hundreds of videos over there. I'm actually doing a marathon for New Year's, so check me out. I offer a free trial, so you could definitely test the milk out before you buy the cow. And yeah, with that being said, I love you guys to the money back, and of course around the whole solar system. And this is where we leave out. Bye. What's good? If you're happen to be cross-watching for an Aries, this is going to be your respective portion of the reading. So without further ado, we're just going to dive straight into the topic and see what's in store for you for the year ahead if you're dealing with an Aries, okay? So if you happen to be dealing with an Aries in your romantic sense, we're going to start off first with that. Let's see. What do they know about this Aries? If they're dealing with an Aries in a romantic sense, what should they know about this Aries? Okay, I think that this person is interested. They want balance, though. They don't want to feel like they're forcing anything. They do have a lot on their plates. So they just want security and reassurance, right? This is somebody that will leave you alone, though, if they feel as though, you're out of alignment, or that if God gives this person, any type of signal that you're just not for them, they will leave you alone. They don't like to question things, is what I want to say. Like, Aries doesn't want to feel like it's wishy-washy. Aries doesn't want to feel like, they question where they stand with you. They don't like indecision. I think this Aries here, they want something serious with you, and they see things going very far, but they may feel like it's too soon to even, request those things, Aries is very possessive as well, and they question if people want them for who they are, what they look like. So they need that type of validation of what they have. They want you to actually show up as someone, that likes them for who they are. Aries does like to be shown off. They don't want a private relationship. That causes insecurities in Aries because they start to question whether or not you see their value. Aries does need reassurance on a constant basis. Aries also, is going to need somebody that doesn't just address the anger when they're frustrated. They're very passionate, and they don't want to be told to calm down ever. Don't say no shit like that. Aries actually, not gonna hold you, like, it don't take long. Like, they don't feel like it's ever too soon to propose. Not even gonna lie, they want you to take that risk and to actually show them that what you want, your intentions, right? They're looking for a leader, someone that sees their value and isn't intimidated by their tough exterior. They want to be outside. They want to go places. They want to travel. They want to be celebrated. All of these things. And if they can't get this in this relationship with you, then they'll go get it by themselves regardless. But Aries has options. A lot of people want Aries, so you need to make sure that you stand out, because people are going to constantly be after Aries, constantly. Like, if you mess up, they have somebody else already waiting in line. So it's imperative that you really put your best foot forward and letting Aries know where you stand and what you want out of this connection between you and them, right? Aries definitely, want something serious and substantial, and they won't stop until they get that. If you're dealing with Aries in a romantic sense, what's on their mind when it comes to you this year is that, they want their names dropped and their eggs cracked. They may even feel like that you and this person have a history, and they may feel like that, if you took them seriously, you would show them, not tell them. They need more than just words. They need reassurance, right? I've already talked about that, but on their mind when it comes to you is I'm hearing good luck and don't fuck it up. If they give you a second chance, don't squander it, They possibly feel like that, you have a hard time accepting when you're wrong, and they don't like whenever they bring something to your attention, it turns into an argument. They don't like that. Sometimes they're just frustrated. They're not yelling at you. They're being passionate, They want you to take that into consideration, but they want to work on things with you. And they get sexually frustrated, and they don't feel like you understand that. Like, sometimes when Aries is throwing a fit, they just want you to pin them to the wall and give it to them, right? That's the vibes, right? But if you're dealing with Aries in a romantic sense, they want the world and the stars and the sun and the moon. I'm not going to hold you, and if you don't give it to them, there's somebody who will. No shade, but Aries is very attractive, and they want to be reminded that you see that in them. They want you to constantly express that you're attracted to them. They also want to be treated like, really soft and feminine, and they want you to be able to adapt, because they switch between this aggressive version of them and this soft and submissive version of them. They just want you to just kind of go roll with the punches, right? What they feel about you, they think that you're a wish fulfillment, and they possibly are very possessive over you. Sometimes they feel like that you don't take them as seriously. Like, you don't look at them the same way they look at you. Aries sees husband, wife, end all be all when it comes to you. And you be seeing whatever the fuck you be seeing. So, what do they want out of you this year? They want a commitment, a long-term commitment with you. Some of you guys, they possibly want to, like, procreate and have babies. They probably already have y'all babies' names picked out, right? But they want you to fight for them. They want this to be a connection where it stands the test of time, and they want passion, everlasting passion between you and them. And they want you to put in the work. They want you to take their risk and to be vulnerable with them, because they can't help you do that. They don't have an interest in doing it. They want you to be emotionally available and ready to receive the love that they have to give, because otherwise you'll frustrate them, and then they'll just want to be by themselves. So just keep that in mind when it comes to you dealing with an Aries in a romantic capacity. So overall, I do feel like that this Aries here, they're going to be coming on very strong until they feel like that they're not taken seriously. They're not going to pull back. But that's typical Aries energy. We can expect that, I think that this Aries here, generally speaking, they just want things to move very quickly. They want to have kids, get married, the whole 9 in 3 to 5 business days. Not gonna hold you. But what's new with Aries, right? With that being said, this is where you drop off with a romantic portion. Love you to them in the back around those sources, and we're going to move on to those that are dealing with an Aries in a platonic sense, meaning friends, family, etc., right? Boom. All right, guys, we're doing the platonic version, right? Trying to figure out if you're cross-watching for an Aries, whether they're friends or family, whatever, co-worker, etc., right? Or if you would like to know what someone would tell somebody about you if you're Aries, cross-watching, just stay tuned, right? Most High God, what do my viewers need to know if they're dealing with a Aries in a platonic sense for the year ahead? Okay, they're getting to the money, and don't get when they tell you they working, stay out the way, like, period. Just stay out their fucking way, because otherwise they're gonna feel like you a op. They're very testy too, because they feel like they can't trust people. This is also somebody that works very hard. They don't want to hear you worrying about what they spend their money on, because they worked for it. So mind your business. Aries does care about you. I'm gonna tell you that much. Aries does care. If this is somebody that you are in good standing with, if this is an Aries that you have conflict with, this Aries here is going to make it nice because you have something that they like and they want. Opportunists all the way. But, for others of you guys, like, this is going to be somebody that I feel like, if you're dealing with Aries in a platonic sense and you had beef with this person, this somebody that slimed you out before in the past. Like, you don't give me what I want, then I'm going to start acting crazy. This is somebody that's probably, got like a monkey look. I'm not gonna lie, they probably got big eyes, a sparse mustache. They're probably combative, and they probably like to weaponize their kid, if they have one, with people, right? That's the thing. Now, this is an Aries that is cool, for the most part. Every Aries is going to go off on you every now and then, right? That's just what it is. But I'm talking about you not really beefing with this Aries. This person's just focusing on chasing their bag and getting to their dreams and manifesting. They're in a relationship that they care about, They're very protective over this person. They possibly have some sort of wish fulfillment. If they start acting crazy, it's probably because they're pregnant. I'm not going to lie, or they have a baby on the way. This Aries here is going through a lot this year. And they're kind of stressed about it. They just recently got thrusted, or they will recently be thrust into a certain level of material abundance, and they just don't know who to trust in the present moment throughout the year. So you're going to be keeping an arm's length distance with a lot of people. And if they stop talking to you, it's because you do something to fuck, like where they feel like they couldn't trust you, or something like that could be significant. Aries is in their energy. They're feeling very secure with themselves. They're showing up as the emperor. That is their card. So they're in leadership. They've really, really worked hard to be where they are. And any and everything that they feel like could attack that, it gotta go. Not gonna lie, this Aries here, they may feel like it's lonely at the top. They may question, whether or not people genuinely support them, in where they are in their life. If this is an Aries that you don't have beef with. If this is an Aries you have beef with, this person here is somebody that I feel like they don't think that they're wrong in anything. I'm going to just tell you that. Aries feels like that they're right all the way. They feel like that, what they have, they worked for it brick by brick. And this Aries particularly, they feel like that whoever got to go to get where they need to be, then so be it. This Aries is focused on their relationship and only their relationship. They're possibly getting married or having kids and all of that. And they don't care how it makes anybody else feel. They're happy. The end, that's how they feel about the situation. And for a lot of you guys, they're making like big decisions with somebody else and not including you, like contractual. Like some of you guys, this Aries is going to pop up married and not tell nobody. Like, that's just the vibe, where they're going to be creating a family and they're not going to be updating people like about the family that they're going to be creating. I'm not going to hold you. Like, that's just what it is. And I feel like you might know of two Aries or two or more Aries that you're going to be, witnessing. And I feel like for the most part, what I see going on for Aries is I think that they're all in a really testy energy, right? They're all observing people and trying to figure out who can come with me, who can't, who really is ride or die and who ain't, all of these things. Aries, generally speaking, whether you have beef with them or not, they don't think they wrong in being in this protective energy. This Aries, whether you like them or not, they feel like that, they're growing and they're maturing and they know what they want for themselves. And if you give them any type of inkling where you disagree, they're going to just automatically think you're a hater and create distance in the connection between you and them. I'm not going to hold you. If you're dealing with Aries in a platonic sense, they just need support. They don't need any contrarians. They're keeping some things to themselves. And if they feel like they're giving you the cold shoulder, it's because they're holding a secret in. And I feel like it's something to where they don't know how people are going to take the news. For a lot of you guys, I think this is somebody who possibly is branching out and building new connections with new people, and they feel like they don't know who they can trust in the present moment. For a lot of you guys, they're pregnant or they're entering a new season in their life where they're traveling and doing things and growing as a person, and they just want support. They don't want anybody making them feel like they have to question where they stand. I'm not gonna lie. So that's just the tea. Overall, if you're dealing with an Aries, what you need to know for the year ahead, they're just focused on themselves and the family that they want to create in this lifetime, and anything outside of that, it just feels like a distraction. Even if it's not a baby, it could be their business could be their baby, or they could work with kids. It's something like that where that's their focus, and anything outside of that, it just feels like it's too much. For a lot of you guys, it's Aries. They're overlooking and overanalyzing things. So if they start acting weird with you, it's because you did something they didn't like. You better off like letting this person have their space this year. And if they want to come towards you, let them come towards you. If not, leave it be. Probably means they don't want to talk to you, to be honest. So yeah, if you're dealing with Aries in a platonic sense, this is the tea. What you need to know, generally speaking, throughout the year, this is the vibes. Support or move. That's basically what it's given. So with that being said, this will be your complete reading. Like I told everybody else, I love you guys to the moon and back and around the whole soul system. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Supporting the channel is easy. Like and comment to say thank you.